Hey there everybody, it's me Wolfe, and I want to welcome you back to this week's advanced lesson. In this week's lesson, we're going to talk about checking into a flight. So, let's just hop right into it. In today's lesson, we're going to be talking about getting your boarding pass for a flight. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you have your itinerary, which is all of your flight information, and also a photo ID. If you're traveling internationally, this means that you need to have a passport. Once you get to the airport, you're going to have to find the airline that you're flying with inside the check-in area. If you're really lost and you can't find the check-in area for your flight, you can ask, where is the airline's name check-in counter? So for example, where is the American Airlines check-in counter? And once you get to the front of the line, you're going to have to talk to one of the ground staff to get your boarding pass. The conversation will go something like this. Good afternoon. Where are you flying today? Or, good afternoon. Where's your final destination? At this time, you're going to tell the staff worker where you're flying to. So for example, I'm flying to Seoul. Or, my final destination is Seoul. And then they're going to ask you for your identification. So, may I please have your passport? Or, may I please have some ID? And then you'll say, here you go, or here it is, when you give them your identification. Next, the ground staff is going to ask you if you have any bags to check. So, they're going to ask you, are you checking any bags? Or, do you have any bags to check? Or, how many bags do you have to check? At this time, you're going to say, just this one, or I have 2 bags to check, or I have blank bags. At this time, also, you can ask them if there's an extra fee. So, are there any extra fees for a second bag? Or are there any extra fees for an oversized bag? Or are there any extra fees for an overweight bag? At this time, they'll tell you how much it'll cost if you have an overweight, oversized, or an extra bag to check. Also, baggage and luggage are both interchangeable. So if you hear somebody say baggage, it's the same as luggage. If you hear somebody say luggage, it's the same as saying baggage. Next, the staff member will ask you to place your check bag on the conveyor belt so it can be weighed. The last thing they're going to do is they're going to give you your boarding pass. They'll usually say something like, here is your boarding pass. Your flight number is blank and it departs from gate blank. So your flight number is AA24 and it departs from gate 11. The boarding time will be blank. So the boarding time will be 3:25. Your seat number is blank. So your seat number is 14B. Usually when they're saying all this information, they'll be circling it as they go. So they'll circle your flight number, the gate number, your boarding time, and the seat number. Another thing you can ask is the flight on time? Or will the flight be delayed? This is just to ask if the flight will be going as scheduled or if it will be delayed. Some other questions they're going to ask you if you're flying in the United States are, did you pack this yourself? Has your luggage been in your possession at all times? Are you aware of regulations regarding liquids and carry-ons? For all these questions, you're going to answer yes. Other questions they might ask you are you carrying any firearms or flammable materials? Have you left your baggage unattended at any time? Has anyone given you anything to carry during the flight? For all these questions, you're going to answer no. So that's it for checking into a flight. Next week, we're going to be talking about going through security at the airport and also listening for announcements at the gate. So look forward to that video next week. So that's it for this week's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends. If you have any questions about checking in for a flight, you can post them down below and I'll try to get back to as many of you as possible. Down below in the description, there will be links to the Wolfe's English, blog, and Instagram pages where you guys can get more resources for studying English and also updates for videos that will be coming out in the future. I hope you guys have a fantastic week and I will see you next time. Bye!